I happened to be what I had on. My red shirt. Some more.
Did you see any requests online?
Mm-mm.
I did not. The holiday weekend.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking.
The grocery store was not deserted today.
No. I'm still going to do one for Monday, though. I might do the Kala Chakra one, just as a change up. For over here, you know, it's time for time.
Good evening, I'm Reverend William. Thanks to everyone for taking part in the quiet energy work portion of our service. Your cooperation in creating this sacred space is greatly appreciated. Let's begin this evening's service by chanting 3 ohms together. I'll do it over. Divine oneness of being that man calls God, ascended masters and teachers, our own personal guides, overlighting angels, and the guides who overlight circle of light. Thank you for coming in close to this time. Thank you for working with us and through us as we gather here to align our consciousness with yours. So mote it be. Please open to the first page of your book and we will say together the universal greeting. If this is new to you, please watch the service workers to follow along with the interactive hand movements.
I offer you peace. I offer you friendship. I offer you love. I hear your needs. I see your beauty. I feel your feelings. My wisdom flows from a higher source. I salute that source in you. Let us work together.
Turn to the next page, and we will say together the 9 principles of spiritualism.
We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual, and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in all sacred texts are divine attributes proven through mediumship.
Talk.
Okay, the title of tonight's meditation is Going Forth with Ra. Ra is, among many other aspects, the Egyptian sun god. And tonight's meditation is going to focus on harnessing that solar energy and letting our own energy shine. because many times we do let our ego, we feel that letting our light shine is being too egotistical. So tonight we're going to visit with Ra and see about harnessing that solar energy and letting it shine.
Thank you. We welcome your donations to help us maintain our presence in the community. You may donate via our website, circleoflightstl.org, or through our Facebook page. Thank you for all those donations. All funds received help us in our mission to seek, develop, and teach the knowledge of the relationship between humanity and spirit. The crystal globe displayed here is filled with prayer and energy for healing Mother Earth and all her children. Everyone is welcome to contribute prayers for world peace and world healing. We invite you to add your energies to this sacred sharing. We will now say the prayer for spiritual healing found on the next page, after which there will be a short silence for you to softly say the names of anyone that you would like to receive extra healing this week.
I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask the great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God.
Current announcements. We have a meeting tonight. We have an event. Well, we're going to talk about this at the meeting.
Yes.
We're going to discuss all that. The Gifts of Spirit, with which most of you are familiar, is November 2nd, the Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else important?
No, just that we do we have ticket sales already for that event?
No.
Okay, so that should be opening up soon.
But yeah, ticket sales should be opening up soon, and we've got some interesting new additions, a little bit of different format change. So come and see us. We have some interesting things planned.
Once again, we thank you for your donations, and now a prayer will be offered. Universal oneness in all of your forms, thank you for filling these gifts with your divine light to maximize their potential. So might be. That brings us to the message portion of the service. Please actively listen to each message. As these come from universal source via our guides, they may be tailored for the individual, but they deliver wisdom to the whole. Please address questions about messages to the message bearer after the service. To welcome each of our spirit workers, we sing together to raise the vibration in our circle. We view the word God as a universal term for deity rather than signifying any one particular path. Our message bearer tonight will be Reverend Karen. Let's welcome her with the song
Revive us again.
Revive Us Again. That's what I was going to say. That seemed wrong. Revive Us Again. First two verses.
Yep.
We
Praise thee, O God, for the Son of thy love, for Jesus who died and is now gone above. Hallelujah, I'm spiritualist. Hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah, I'm spiritualist. Revive us again. We praise thee, O God, for the Spirit of light, who has shown us our Savior and scattered our night. Hallelujah, I'm spiritualist. Hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah, I'm spiritualist. Revive us again.
All right, thank you. I'm Reverend Karen, and I'm working tonight with Dr. Pasteur, running Buffalo and White Mountain. Gabrielle, Spirit is showing me an image that I saw on Facebook, and it was showing what that person considered to be a normal way to do something and an abnormal way to do something. And I wasn't down with that, particularly because what they were showing was something that I do in the way that that person considered abnormal. But the point of it is that, just because you do something in a way that's not the standard way or the traditional way does not mean you are doing it wrong. You are doing it in the way that works for you. And quite frankly, if it's not hurting anybody else, it's nobody's business to criticize you about the way that you do something. So if somebody's giving you flack for something that is not harming anybody, that you just happen to be doing in a non-traditional fashion, you can feel free to tell them to get stuffed. It's none of their concern. And I would ask them why they think it is so desperately important that you do things that certain way, because there doesn't seem to be any point to that. William E. It is easy to go into a store and buy a whole variety of different types of ground meat. There's even specialty meats that you can get. But there are chefs out there who want stuff to be of a particular mince, that they will take pieces of that particular meat and take 2 knives and chop it up to the level that they want themselves, or they will put it through a grinder at a specific setting so that they get just the grind that they're looking for. So what Spirit seems to be indicating to me is that you have a couple of choices, depending on what kind of control you want to have over the finished product that you're working towards right now. It's easy enough to take a standard template and build from that, and your results are going to be perfectly fine. But if you don't think that that result is going to be up to your standards, it's perfectly within your rights to say, you know what, I want to control this all the way from the very beginning. Not just in the structure of it, but each step along the way. That's entirely up to you. You might be able to get the finished product out more quickly by using that standard template. But if you have the luxury of giving yourself some extra time to come up with a product that you are happier with, and that you think is of a higher quality and that would satisfy both you and the client for whom you are making this product, then certainly Spirit says, absolutely, take that extra time and control to get something that you can be truly proud of. Reverend Karen. So the image that I immediately am shown is the Statue of Liberty. And she says, my arm is really, really tired, okay? I've been holding this torch for a long time. And there is nothing I would like better than to put this darn thing down. But I have a job to do. I know that the country that I represent is not nearly as welcoming as it once was. But that doesn't mean I have to be a petty bitch about it. So I'm going to keep holding the torch and making people feel welcome. And, that's just how it's going to be. So Spirit says, take that and run with it. How does that represent something that you're working with in your life? Tom. Tom, it is common for us when we're trying to think of something, we know we've got it, and our immediate response is to tap on our third eye. Like, I know I can almost see it. I just need that other eye so that I can get a little bit more clarity about it. You know, like, almost, I've almost got it. And Spirit says, absolutely. Hey, you know, call on us to open that eye up as often as you need to, as often as there is a particular clarity that you are seeking. You know, it only closes for your protection. So if you want it open more often, just let us know. Jeffrey. You know, we like to make all sorts of jokes about how using wands and stuff isn't necessarily real. It's just, you know, well, the young kids will say it's just a Harry Potter thing. Well, we know better than that. But the point is the symbolism of it. It's the directing of the energy. That's the key to it. It's what the wand is made of that's important. The symbolism that's important. And Spirit says now you can do that literally, which we've done, or you can do that figuratively if you want to work with your guides in a way that, you know, is all on a higher plane. You just say, well, I want to use this kind of symbolism and focus my energy this way, and I'm going to think of a wand in this way to allow me to do that. Spirit says, absolutely. However you want to do it, it's entirely up to you. You know, never fails. Go for it. Reverend William. You know, Spirit is bringing up boundary issues. There are people that are very physical and they do things that in the wrong interpretation could be seen as aggressive in an unkind way. You know, those playful punches on the arm and things like that. And, you know, it's just a question of understanding the context in which they're given, or deciding that you're no longer comfortable with things being, you know, with people getting into your space in that way, and that, not unkindly, you have to tell them they need to back the heck off. That those things which they may honestly think are simply being playful, you now feel or understand or interpret as not being as innocent as they would like to make it, or you simply are just no longer comfortable with that level of physical interaction in that way, and that you would like people to take a step back and be a little bit more respectful. Especially as we all get older, that sort of physical interaction becomes more and more problematic. And, you know, it might be a little bit better for all concerned if people could, you know, ask. Let's have a little bit of consent about that sort of thing in future. Thank you for allowing me to stand between the rooms.
Okay.
Oh, we've got somebody else?
I think so.
It didn't show up on my screen. Rebecca. Yep.
And did you get Gabrielle already?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so we got Rebecca.
Mm-hmm.
She showed up on one screen and not the other. So, Rebecca, I have a guide who works with people's chakras. And he comes to you and says, you know, it would be easier to make that connection with your higher self if your crown was a little more open. Let me fix that for you. It seems kind of mucked up right now. So all he's doing is sort of tapping away things like negative thought forms and any sort of energetic schmutz that, doesn't need to be there. That energy can be used perfectly well for lesser energetic beings, but you don't need it, and it is getting in your way. So he clears your crown and makes sure it's spinning in the correct direction. He says, there, now try that and see if making that connection isn't a lot easier. So maybe take a moment sometime in the near future to, see if you can strengthen that connection with your higher self, and that it might be a little bit easier now that some of that is out of the way. Okay, now thank you for allowing me to stand between the worlds.
Thank you, Reverend Karen. That brings us to the meditation led by Reverend Karen.
Okay. Please assume a comfortable position with arms and legs uncrossed. And as you assume this position of comfort, take in some deep breaths in and out. And as you exhale, let go of the cares and the tension of the day. And with another breath in and out, let go of the tension in your shoulders and your upper back. In and out, and let the tension in your arms and legs dissipate. And with another breath in and out, turn your gaze inward. And as you turn your gaze inward, you find yourself on that higher plane, that inner plane. And today you find yourself standing on the warm sands in front of the temples in Heliopolis, Egypt. You recognize that the temple in front of you is dedicated to the god Ra, the god of the sun, one of the elder gods of Egypt, who brought forth many of the others. But today is focused on him. And as you enter into his temple, you find that it is full of sunlight. For even though there are many pillars lining the walls and the courtyards, that the inner temple itself is open. And the noon sun comes down, and you feel it warming your skin. And you feel your chakras opening up. And as that energy comes in, it comes in through your head and down through the various chakras. But it finds its home in your solar plexus. And you spend a few moments taking in this energy. And you find that it is not just a sustaining energy, not just revitalizing, but it is an energizing force, that it is moving you to do, to create. And as that energy fills your body, you begin to approach the falcon-headed statue of Ra. And as you stand there in contemplation, you discover that instead of being face to face with a statue, you are face to face with Ra himself. And Ra motions you to join him as you walk around his temple. And you approach a window-like opening. And Ra invites you to look out this window. And through it, you see a scene unfolding. It's a scene from somewhere in your past in which you allowed yourself to be smaller, to not be noticed. Maybe you had an idea in a business meeting, but, oh, it's just stupid. It's nothing, and you kept it to yourself. And Ra shows you how that scene unfolded, with maybe the project being successful, but not achieving the pinnacle it could have. But then he waves his hand in front of the window, and he lets the scene play out differently. This time you see yourself bringing that idea forth, bringing that idea to others' attention. And while some around the table dismiss it, others do not. And you find that your idea is incorporated into the final project. And that project is even more successful than it was when you held back. And he takes you to several other windows where similar things have happened. In the next one, you decide not to buy that particular outfit because it's too showy or it's too shiny. People will think I'm just showing off. And Ra lets you see the outcome of how it went with your original choice, but the possibilities of how it might have gone if you had chosen the flashier dress, the sparklier item, the thing that made you shine. And after you view several of these possible alternatives, Ra turns to you and explains that we all have an inner sun, an inner solar energy, and that it is our choice as to how much we let that shine. And that many of us have spent our entire lives being told, oh, don't do that. That's just letting your ego show. And Ra says, that's not a bad thing to let yourself shine, to put yourself out there. When your ideas are good, or even if they're just some good, maybe the whole idea that you put out there won't work, but it gives an added spark to the project. It sparks someone else's idea that takes the project in a better direction. That people will let you know if you've taken something too far, but that you should always take their advice with, well, why do they not want me to shine? That a little bit of ego is good. If you bottle up all your ideas, those ideas don't make it into the world. And the world needs good ideas. And as you continue to walk around his temple, Ra invites you to sit a moment in the sunlight and absorb all of that solar energy, that energy of creativity, of manifestation, the energy that plants use to grow, that powers so much of the natural world. And he reminds you that that energy is there, even on a cloudy day, even in the winter. You can always tap into that solar energy to revive your batteries, to spark your creativity. And as you sit there absorbing and processing that energy, you realize that you are back in front of the statue of Ra, but that you have that connection to that solar energy. And as you internalize it and store it, you begin to feel the tug of the everyday world. And you take these lessons back with you, and that creative energy back with you, as you travel back to now, to your body. And as you settle in, you feel the need to move your arms and your legs. And when you are completely here and now, you may open your eyes.
Closing. Infinite oneness. Thank you for, again, working with us and through us and guiding us as we move forward with Ra from here. Someone to be. Thank you all for being in our circle of light. Please stand with us in unity as we sing together, let there be peace on earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me, let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.